the tent that I had, it failed me. It was a real nice tent. I spent $200 for it, but it just started. It just started. It didn't leak, but it took on water too much, and it just then it was impossible. The pole tent was impossible to set up, take down, and then it went away good. It was in the pack, but the lightweight was hard to work with. So I got this new tent. I paid $85 for it. It's heavier. It's probably a pound and a half more, somewhere in there in that ballpark. But I don't have to carry a hiking pole, and I don't have to have guidelines to hold it up. And it's one pole and four pegs, and it's standing. So anyway, I'm gonna show you the mods that I've done to it. No one's ever done this. This is my new setup right here. Let me get a closer view on it. See right here, this new clip that I got. Okay. The other one has a ring, so you have to peg. The pole has no ends on it, so you have to peg it in. And the problem with that is if you have a pole falling apart, you can't go get a pole set and make a new one. So anyway, that's what I did. I did that, and then I got rid of the zipper tab things that are metal, and I went Kevlar. Okay, there's no reason to have your zippers banging, and jiggling and making sound. Plus, it does better when you can actually get closer to the end of the zipper instead of way out here and then going that way. So this is what I did, and then I put silicone here, which is not fully dried. So I put some baby powder so it's not sticky until it fully cures. Yeah, I put this because what they did was they have the material flipped, and so because if they didn't flip it, this waterproofing material on the if it was on the inside, the pole wouldn't slide. So I put it on here because what happens is eventually the waterproofing material, because you're touching it a lot, putting it together, and eventually it starts wearing off, and then the fabric starts taking on water or moisture. Okay, so I want to show you the pole. This is the original pole. Okay, and this is my pole set. My poles I made. Okay, I made these poles. I'll show you. And the bag, I made my own, a thing where you can up and down, and close it. So what I did was, instead of sewing the bag, I was thinking a way of doing it without tearing up the bag if I ever want to put these big poles back in it. So what I did was, and see, they give you a pole thing to keep, a fixer, a tube. So anyway, what I did was I turned it inside out, and I tied it off. See, so all I got is just take that off, and it can hold the big stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna put this back, and then I'm gonna show you I got rid of the tent stakes. The tent stakes that they had was shepherd hooks, and they're made out of aluminum. They're garbage. They don't hold up. They don't stay very well, and they're heavy. So what I do is I got these. Now these you can lose them real easy. I've already lost one, but I try to make them bright in color. So I got these, and then I got four. I got 4 of these. These are oh shoot, I can't think of anything right now. But anyway, they're the stronger tin stakes. But I had to pay more for them, but I can't think of them right there recalled right now. So that's that, and then I bought this Sleep and Go. This is a summer sleeping bag, and it's 14, 15 ounces, and you can get down to 32 maybe if you're lucky, without shivering to death. But it's summer, so I'm going to use that. So when I go happen, and then I noticed here on this bag, see, I put a little bit of brown so it's not shiny. It's just overwhelming. You got this beautiful brown, and then you got this silver. But anyway, I put a little brown on. But I don't like they should have moved the handle here, and that way when you tighten, you're tightening something, you're singeing in, so it's kind of worthless. So I did that, and then I put a new thing. I put this so if put a little bit of weight on it, so the wind pick it up, it won't go. I can find it in the dark if it gets away. Then I'll make my own clasps. Okay, and if it wears out, I'll just get another string and then redo. Okay, so that's that. Now I'm going to show you the pole, the difference in the poles. Okay, here's the poles. This is how the big poles work, and they're huge. All right, now that's not a big problem, but when you're storing, see this. Now this is kind of weird setup, but there's not much I can do because of the fact that I make it smaller. That. Right. So do it right here. See? Now. See, look, I didn't even measure this pole when I was making it. I just in my mind I was like, okay, this is the length, and I started. I did come up with a calculation in my head, the length that it needed to be, and the cuts. And it's something that you got to take in consideration, because if you're cutting a pole and you're making it smaller, it's going to take 2 pole sets. And I had a tent that failed me, so I had the poles, so I cut from it. But here's the deal. See, it's just a little bit, it's not all the way full. It's not, see, it's here and down here. It's just a little marginally off. Okay? Just a tad down here. All right? It's off just a little bit. Now, I'll show you how this works. I'm not gonna anchor it in the ground because we're at a park, you know, and people kind of would frown when you're actually, you know, setting up a tent. They're going to think that somebody's going to sleep here tonight. So anyway, I'll take it out here and I'm going to show you how it works in here. Most people anchor it down and then put the sleeve in, but I find it's hard to do that, because then you may have it too tight and you break your pole. So what you do is you go through here, you go this, and then you got to gently push. See how I got it? It's holding, and then you gently push. Now let me put 4 stakes so I can show you it standing. But I'm not going to do any more to it, because I want to think that, like I said, I want to take it out of here. Let's go over here, Dick. Oh, let me get a close up here. See what I do is, this is a pane, this Kevlar string. It's a pane you got to wiggle in here in the middle of the night. So I put this string here, so all I do is there, get it down, and pull it across. Alright, and then you tighten afterwards. And then you pull here. So you gotta line it. See, I may have to add a piece. I'm gonna have to go a little longer because on that pole, which I can do. I gotta set a pole at home that I can make it longer. Because it looks like I think it's working. I think it's working fine. I don't think I need it really, really tight. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna go any higher. So what we're gonna do to remedy that, go here tight. Get tight. Alright, see, just like that. And then this is not going to hurt anything, because when I put a sleeping pad in there, I can push it out against the wall if I want to. But I don't mind this, because if the rain comes down the thing, it's just going to cover. See, the tarp's going to cover down here, right in here. So the water's going to go like that. gonna like, whew. The main to go is, let's see, here's the back. See the back here? The back, it's going to come out here, so this slope is not going to affect it. Oh no, this is the front. This is the front. So, see right here, you just open it like that. And you go like this. You can do this if you don't have a mosquito problem or bugs. And then you can, you know, or you're going to get in and out or cooking. You don't have to worry about it, you know, getting into the net. Now, what they have done, I've seen the older ones of this, and they cut out here. They have a cut out there, and they have a cut out here, and then that's allowed to open up. That's allowed to open up for water to get, you know, to get through. Eventually, seam tape will wear. Eventually, being in Florida, will wear out. Now let me get the tarp. I want to show you. I'm going to go top. So I'll put this on here real quick, and then we'll gotta take it down because I don't want to be here too long. You're gonna see it, they'll think, like I say, people come to conclusions that someone's out here going to sleep tonight. Now, what I like about the fact of it is, you don't have to worry about guideline. You know, you don't have to worry about guiding it out because the wind's going to be it's going to be all right. So you got an anchor point here, which I got a string down there, and then you pull it over here. Okay. See, there. Now, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go a pole a little taller, just a tad bit taller. All right, and then let me get it. Okay, so here's where you have to carry extra string. You can't fight it here. You can't bring it down there and expect it to hold. You got to have it. If you do, then it's not gonna be up high where you can get air under there. So you go like that. Go this side. Now, we're going to pull it out here. And once you pull it out here, there's no, I don't think there's anything underneath. I'll have to look to close it. I pull it out here. A lot of people don't get this taunt. See the string? The string is necessary for here. You want it on this side. You don't want it on this side unless you close in one side door where you're not opening it. Or if you do both, then you have a hard time getting out. See right here? How? See right here? See how it doesn't line up with that down there? And that's fine. So you go here. You want to go here, this side. You want to leave that open. See? Let's look underneath here. I'm going to look underneath it. I don't know if there's any tab things. Nope, they don't have any. Which is okay. It can move around. It can swivel around. See, clip it there. Now, what you do, see, you take this pole, and you do that. Now, here's the thing. You want to anchor this. You want to anchor that one there, and this one here. That way when you get the pole where it's going to be at, see. See, now you anchor that down. See, now I got one for the back. Here. Now this is most important. And you got to have it long. you want a little bit of wind, and there it is. That's how it is. Now it's a little low because of the pole. If I brought the pole up a little bit, it would be able to move. But this tent is not really designed for it's very hard with condensation, but it has an inner wall. Let me show you. There's an inner wall screen. So what you do is at nighttime, you can, well, I put it on the wrong one. It's got to be on this side. Okay. Always go down too. Push it all the way down. See, push this hang all the way down. I don't have it up because if you have it up, it's going to turn and it's going to rotate and it's going to come loose. So anyway, open up the zipper. Okay. And then go over here. Open up the zipper on this side. And then a lot of people will drape it while they're trying to get inside it, and it's very frustrating. So you can use hiking poles or trekking poles, but I'd advise you don't want to use it in the rain because water's going to build up. The only way you could do that is you get it low. And I would advise, I only advise using this if you're like that, if it's not raining. So you go like this, grab the two together, start rolling. They roll like that, see? Like that. And then here's the thing back here. Like this. Alright. See like that? And then you see, once you get that tightened, you can cook, or you can leave it like that at night where it's hot and wind coming. You want to put it in the direction where there's some wind flow. So this will see when you get inside it. It's going to be really shallow. So you want to, when you lay here, you want to move your mat as far over as you can. You don't want to be leaning. You don't want to be. You can lay up here, but then it's going to drape on you. But anyway, you put your mat here, and then I'm going to show you where you zip it up. You got a thing here to put your junk, and then whatever in there, and then they got a hang thing here somewhere. Right here, a hang loop thing, which is kind of useless. And then you're going to zip up. I'll show you when you zip up. When you zip up, the thing will get taut. The tub, like that. See? And see, once you get a pad down in here, you stick a pad in here. You push it up against here. It'll push out the door. And see, you can lay like this. You got to get used to. You got to get used to knowing that this screen's here. So if you turn, now you put your feet here, but you got some room for a small pack right here, right up in here. See how much room right here for a small pack. And then it gets quite warm. It's going to get hot and sweaty. So at nighttime you can just do without the tarp on top unless it's raining. So anyway, that's it. And then I'm a side sleeper. So when you get out, just make sure you keep these zippers clean. If you get dirt up in them, dirt is the reason why the zippers go bad. It's because they get some stuff. So that's why I want to get as close as I can to the zipper and zip, and then be careful when you get out. Make sure you're not stepping on the screen. And I think what you got to do is you got to make sure that you don't pack this tent for a long duration, maybe a day or two, wet. You want to have it dried out between usage and putting it away. Because if you leave it wet and you pack it, it will mold, and it'll get mildew and mold, and it will affect the waterproofing. So the waterproofing is underneath. They spray PU coating, polyurethane coating on the bottom. And the reason why they put polyurethane on the bottom and not on the front and back, because abrasive. Polyurethane is not very good abrasive. When they put silicone on the outside of it and polyurethane on the bottom, it's a stronger tent. But you pay $85 for a tent, they're not gonna do silicone. So anyway, this is just a short-term tent. If you take care of it, it'll take care of you, and you just keep it clean and then put it away. That's it. And put it back. Make sure, see, you grab the tabs. Make sure that they're not getting grabbed in by the zipper. So go slow. Like that. Like that. All right. Let's take it down. See, this one came unclipped. So you can anchor to the thing there, or down here where the string is. I would anchor to the tie. Once you tie it down, I'd anchor down to the point that's holding it in the ground. So take this off. Around. See this one right here. Loosen that up. All right. Okay. Yep. See, the good thing about it is there's no thing attachments underneath there, so you don't have to worry about snagging. I'm gonna get it over here. Alrighty. Give me that one second. I like shepherd hooks. I tried the other ones. The other ones are good. If I use those if I'm in a situation where it's windy. Okay. So let me tell you how many I use in tent stake. I have one left over. So 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Takes 10 to do it with, okay? You could do 12 if you want to anchor both doors. You know, both zip ring and the other side. All right. So I'm going to show you. You don't want to stuff this into the bag if you possibly can. You avoid it because it's hard to get it back in that bag. So what I'm going to do is take it. You go. There's this finger point right here. The metal. Then up there. Oh, by the way, I like I say, I got a brown marker. Well, it's not really brown. It's kind of a whatever bronze or whatever color marker saw marked it. I mean, I got rid of the silver. I don't know why they do silver. It's like they want people to see your tent and show it off. And I get brown because I want to blend in with nature. I don't want to be you know, I don't want to have nature checking me out. You know, come out there and you know, you go out there and then they come looking for you because everything's bright. And people think, oh, they're colorblind. Well, they're colorblind, and then it would be terrible for them and good for you. But I don't know about orange. I don't know. A lot of people swear that they can't see orange, but I don't know. All I know is that it's supposed to be for people to see you in orange. But if you want an orange tent to be found, that's your deal. You know, those who wander, sometimes they're not lost. Well, they get lost when they wander. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is fold it up here like that. See this point? And then get this up right here. And then my tent. Right here. I won't put the screen in the inside. So I think I'll just leave the fold like it is because I don't like it real tight because you're, you know, stretching everything out. I like that fact that, I mean, you know, you could use the regular pole, but if I snap the pole, I can't fix it. Because they got a thing that goes down inside there. It's a little keeper, and it spreads out and it holds the cord down here at the bottom. So you can't get to it. If you go to fix the pole, you're out of luck. It's a one-time pole. I've made it where it's not. Look how little. See this? I don't have to fight. I don't have to fight a big pole set. Oh yeah, put it in here. Always try to, if you can, always put it in the bag. That keeps from. That keeps the bag is for a reason to keep it from poking through your tent, and you keep over stuff. I'm gonna put the. See, you put this in here. That way, if you won't lose it. Don't put it in with the tent pole, because you'll eventually it'll fall out of the bag, or you'll take it out of the bag and then you won't put it back in. All right. These I try to use bright colors for those. Groundhog. These are groundhog. That's what they are. Groundhog steaks. They're pretty stout, but you can still mess them up if you're hammering too hard on with a rock. But the shepherd hooks, titaniums, those can't take much of a they can't take much for, you know, stepping on them and then you'll bend them. Okay. So, yeah. Long video, but anyhow, so you know, like I say, in nature you don't have a picnic table, so you have to get used to setting it up. Hopefully you set it up so it's dry. Anyway. I'm not a real big fan of the material on the bottom. It's kind of heavy, and I don't feel that it's really a very good waterproofing setup, because what they did is they put the PU coating on the inside, and there's no coating on the outside. So what you got to do is abrasion is your enemy when you're sleeping in your tent. So what you got to do is you got to make sure that you're not, which is a small tent, so you shouldn't have a problem with us. You know, walking in and moving around, as long as your sleeping mat is not sliding around inside your tent. If it starts sliding around inside your tent, then you're going to need to put. A lot of people put stuff on the outside to protect the outside, and that's great. But a lot of people don't understand the inside is what's getting abrasive. If you've got pants, or your mat's moving around, which it shouldn't. But if you're in a big tent, then yeah, I think just don't need, you know, using shoes inside the tent to possibly camp. Now I'll show you this. Okay, here's why I went small instead of big. Here in the middle. Well, wait, I'm gonna roll it out here. It'll be easy to roll it out here. See right here? Keep everything from moving. Get as tight as possible. You can. Most people carry string, but the problem with the string is eventually you're going to lose it. It's going to get lost. Now, if this bag was made right, which it is, it will go in right first time if you rode it right, if you rode it tight. Okay. I know a lot of people speed up to everything. You know, like to me it sounds like some kind of an insect in the background. just about as annoying as sitting there watching me go slow about it. But you get to see the final product. You get to see what you have to deal with before you buy it, and the aggravation. And the straps that they give you with the tent, I could have made it longer. See, if I'd have made it a little longer, it wouldn't have been so fat. Okay. That's what they want. They make a long post, so you'll make it longer, and then, or you take. What they do is they got it to where you can strap the coil on the outside and lose it. Never have your post hanging out on something or attached to something, you know, expecting it to stay there when it's just eventually loosening up on outside of your pack. Anyway, just work it. Keep working it. You get it. Okay. It didn't help matters that I made the string a little small. I should have made it a little longer in there. All right, but anyway, it's almost there. And it's hot. It's about almost 80 degrees or more out here, maybe. It's not in the 70s, I can tell you that right now. All right, sun's starting to move away. And, all right, anyway, here's, it's good that they leave you extra. See, you're wondering why, you know, you got all that extra, but it's okay. And then, go like that. See? That's it. Instead of, if you had it the other way, it would be out here. Once they put it in, they must have put it in by some kind of machine, or they know how to fold it very well, because this is what it's supposed to do. Now this here, yeah, I'm not going to pull it out. This is my jungle blanket, and it can get you down to about 45 degrees, and I use it for like a inside liner for this. Okay. This right here I made. No one has it. Now, a single person in the world has this quilt. I made it from a military bivy bag bivy poncho liner, and it's wider. I think it's 92 long by 65 wide or something like that. I actually had to make it smaller for this outer shell because I wanted a wind block. The problem with the poncho liner, if you're using it, it's breathable and it's good and everything, but if wintertime comes, you're losing your heat that you made out the outside top of it. So anyway, if you see here, see right here, this is the string that's here. This is the original string, and this is the string that I added. Okay, but it's folded to here, so it normally would have been that wide. So what I do is I built it into a quilt. So it's like a bivy bag quilt. Okay, and then I made a toolbox. See here? A toolbox. And then when I put my feet, see, it folds up like that. Folds up like that. But when you push out, it's this way. So anyway, that's it. And then I just going to do this. I roll it, and I stuff it. Yeah, it's like crazy. I don't care for the heat. It's okay. Oh, you gotta get used to it, and then you gotta hydrate. So anyway, you stuff it. You know, it's not gonna hurt it. Rolling it, you ain't never gonna get it in there. So you turn. Just take your time, because unless you're in a hurry, unless you you gotta want to move something that's coming at you, or you gotta be somewhere hiking. Take your time, go around and get it. So you probably want to get lower than you, that way you can start carrying them in. But anyway, I built this for myself because I'm claustrophobic when it comes to sleeping bags. I don't like the zipper, I don't like being trapped. I want to get out, I want to go. I don't like feeling that, and then you wake up and you're all sweaty inside. you can't vent very well. You gotta unzip, then you lose all your air. Okay. Now I use this one in conjunction with that other, one I made. So I'm gonna put this away. Here's a string. I wish I'd have went with a thicker string. It's a little hard. Okay, let me get it more. Yeah. Okay. That was that. And then this one, I don't know why they do it down in here, because it's just intuitive. It's already small enough, and then now you got this big bundle of fat that's sticking out, so it's bigger here now. I like it longer, so really I don't even care for these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what I did to this. I didn't fully do much of this. This is my summer, and this adds to beef up the quilt. So this is a small one. This was not the very big one. This is the smaller size. The other one's huge. So anyway, this is a copy kind of the poncho liner. It has a outer shell, which the poncho liner doesn't. This has a kind of a coating with a thing to keep it's supposed to be an odor reducer or some kind of a thing in there to keep it from, like getting odor, so it won't take on odor. And then so they got this outer shell, which is supposed to kind of shed some water, but it's not waterproof. And then you got the inner, which is soft, like your poncho liner. What I did was, I did a square box. And the reason why I do that, I got to cut some string. See, some string will start. You got to check your gear. You got some string, come loose. You got to cut it. Anyway, this is I use it to my sleeping pad. I don't like how it feels when I'm laying on it. So if it's not wintertime in the summer, I'll just put this over top of it. And I'll put the sleeping pad in here, slide it in there, and then down, at the head. Because you want it at the head, because if you put it down the feet, then you're going to slide it off of you at where the head. So anyway, down at your head's here, and then you do that, and then you tuck it under, and now you can lay on top of it. You can lay on top of it, and then it gives you some cushion against the pad. And then you don't feel like you're sleeping on you feel more like you're on a bed than sleeping on a plastic piece of mat. So anyway, that's this. Okay, I didn't fully close it up. I didn't want to close it up because I want to be able to do, I want to be able to still do, still do this. I can go like this. Let me go like this. I can still do this. Pour it over on top of me like that, and this. See? Or I can do this. Just leave it open down there like that, and go like this. But it's easier the other way. Okay. It's not real good at covering yourself. Hey, it's terrible. But most people, when they got it, they turn it like this. They just go sideways on themselves like that. They just go like this. This is how they do it. They go like that. See, they go like that, and that sheds the core, the top of their body. This is how they do it. And to see me doing that right here doesn't affect this. Okay, so now you can go like that. See, and it's actually doubling up right there. See, you go like that. See, double here, right there. Oh, it's not double here, but it's down here. And you go like that, and it's covering you. So it just keeps the shiver off of you. So if you're just getting up, you're walking around, and you're wanting to work on something, and you can kind of drape it on yourself. I'm going to later on. I might put a string, but I doubt it. But you just tuck it. You can go like that. You can just tuck it down on yourself like that, and in your short, in your pants, and then tighten your belt up on it. And that way you have this. Now you can cook if you're left-handed or right-handed. Anyway, this is a very good. This is like I say, a jungle blanket by Snug Pack, which none of these products. Oh, matter of fact, they would get upset with me after I mod them, but I'm not out to make sales. I'm not out to pit. Here's a string here missing. Out, so you're going to get those. I'm not out to try to get anybody to sell. I don't really care if you sub to the channel, because nobody subs. And I don't care if you give me any feedback, because this is the world we live in. Nobody really seems to care about anyone being honest and not looking for people as products. So if you want to just not leave anything or talk about it, that's fine. But hopefully you got something out of it, because I'm sick and tired of these people hijacking people for prices. Like, you got to get the best, you got to get the best, you got to get this lightest, you got to get the strongest. When you go lightweight, you don't get strong weight. When you go heavy, you go cheap. It's where you spend your money. It's where your money is. If you're comfortable spending money on a $200, $300, or $600, or $1,000 tent, and you're using it a lot, that's great. But if you're using a tent for a little bit of time, it's how you take care of it. Because that $200 tent of mine, I left it up, and then I overnight, and I went back, and the dogs just shredded it. The next morning they knocked the poles. They got the poles pulled out. They got the strings pulled out of the ground, and the pole went down, and then they chewed my pole up, and they chewed my tent up. And that's why I will never leave a tent up overnight. Never leave a tent overnight, even if you think it's safe. Put it away. And like I say, don't pack it wet. Don't pack any of your stuff wet. And this right here, this is probably the biggest seller. Sleep and Go, probably the biggest seller out there, and it's really small, and it's lightweight. And I'm going to just tell you this right now. People cry about it going down. But it's made out of really nice material. It looks like nylon. I don't think it's polyester. If it's polyester, it's pretty thin. And then what happens is this. This is your culprit. If this is not pushed all the way into the lock, if you don't hear it snap and it ain't locked, I'm not blowing it up. I'm not putting you through that. But anyway, it's really light. It's probably about 35. You probably get 32, 34 Fahrenheit. I don't know what the Celsius would be. But it's lightweight. I like it. I don't like a big head. You can use this one in conjunction with a folding closed cell foam, or you can put a reflective screen underneath it, something underneath it. Or, like I say, I'll use the Snug Pack down at the head and then the feet. Anyway, so whatever gear you pick, just make sure that you look after it and make sure it's not, when you put it away. I put a tent away that was 4 years in a bin, and I pulled it out, and mold and mildew just ate it up. Even though it was dry, don't ever put it in a bin that has no breathability. So you got to make sure that you're putting in something that's not holding condensation. I think tents should be put somewhere in your closet or somewhere where it's gotten some airflow. Well, anyway, that's it for now. I'm going to put it away. Thank you for watching, and God bless.